I wonder why most of the time they call us the Gen Z generation with various forms of addictions. You see, it differs from person to person. I always thought growing up, we were told maybe the only addiction that we have is we have alcohol, we have cocaine, we have weed, we have all these other forms of drugs. Now, right now, when we grow up, we get to understand that there are very many other things. It's not supposed to necessarily mean substance. It can differ from person to person. For example, eating can actually be an addiction. The internet, talk about phone, talk about drinking. All these various things are addictions. That is actually what blows my mind. You see, I would want to go into the detail and understand what exactly causes the addiction. That is where I want to actually start from. In the beginning, they used to tell us every single time you find an addict, you find an... So in the beginning, we are told the addictions that we know of, the addictions that we hear. So in the beginning, we're always told, find an addict, stay away from the person. People that drink, people that smoke. That is true because, environment shapes the mindset. So if you stick around these people for very long, I think that is what they teach us. You're going to also get addicted. But now when I try to understand, I find a professor explains addiction in an angle that I personally, it kind of changes how I view things. You see, growing up in primary school, lower secondary, even with our whole environment, we are told stay away from these people, stay away from the smokers, stay away from the drinkers, stay away from, yes, these people are bad influence and all that. But now, when he explains it, he brings in a concept of, before you start causing the person to tell me that, for example, talk about, before you tell the person that you're the addict, I don't want to be in social connection with you, I don't want to be in contact with you. The most important question here is why? Like, why do you think the person is the way he is? Innately, we are just born with characters. We are supposed to be born with one another. We are supposed to bond with something. It's like love is something that is just within us. Now, I want you to imagine of a situation whereby this person, no family, no mom, no dad, no friends. Because we are programmed in a way that we are supposed to bond with people, what do you think happens? We start bonding with other things. We start bonding with our phones. We start bonding with the food. We start bonding with music. We start bonding with work. So all these things, they keep on accumulating. They get to your head, and then one time you break. One time it just becomes something that you cannot live without. The addiction becomes a little more strong. So the brain has a reward system, because why we get addicted to all of these things is because they give us pleasure. You see, the beauty about the addiction is that it gives you this temporary relief, It's like you're not yourself for a minute. That is why the people that are doing the alcohol, why the people that are doing the smoking and all that stuff, why someone is addicted to their phone, it is because they are actually lost for a minute. They actually forget reality. The main causes of addiction that we can talk about here is pain. You see, it's very hard to understand and comprehend how we work, but one thing about our brain is that it can never cut out the bad moments that we have actually gone through. It doesn't matter how hard you're going to try to forget them, they're just always there. So that is why some people, when they get through all this hurt, they get through all this pain, the next time they are going to leave, they are going to find another way of how they can be able to forget it. So someone that has been beaten from childhood, someone that has been abused, you've been told you're not good enough. So when you get this substance, when you get this something that you have bonded with, and then it shows you that you actually matter, or you're not actually here, you can cancel out all those voices, all those insecurities in your head just for a minute. That is when you're going to start. People are addicted and they don't actually notice. You don't get it, because for you think it is something habitual. You call it like, no, this is how I nowadays behave, or maybe this is something like a new trend. But why don't you try putting it down for a minute, and then you see if you can actually go a whole week, a whole day, hours without that substance, hours without that behavior, how exactly is it going to make you feel? You see, we live lies, so we can't care because it shows, I don't know, that we are weak. We don't want to initiate the conversation because it's going to make us think, or it's going to make other people look at us as desperate. Everyone is trying to live a life of where I'm proving a point that I am better than him, I'm better than her. She needs me, she just doesn't notice it. He needs me, he doesn't notice it. So by the time this person now starts focusing on their phone, and apparently they are now addicted to the phone, they're addicted to food, they're addicted to the drug. Now that is when you're going to start coming in and bringing accusations of you changed a lot. I mean, like, you are different from the first time I saw you. So you who noticed that I was changing, what exactly did you do about it? Did you stand in, or did you actually come through? Did you get time and actually call and find out how I am? We are carrying out a lot of competitions on things that actually don't matter. Our friends are losing their lives because we ourselves that we are calling friends nowadays, it's more like a benefit negotiated case. So we are all very, very quick to judge. We are all very quick to look for the flaws, to look for the imperfections. We are waiting for that moment when someone actually breaks down, and then we are all like, I mean, they thought that they could manage, they thought they could pull it off. But when so before you happen to come in with all these judgments, with all the criticisms of what I did wrong, because of how probably my life would have been different, where were you? Like, what is the major role that you played when you saw me drifting towards that path? Where was the phone call when I did it? Where were you when I actually wanted to talk to someone? You all claimed you were busy. You all claimed that I'm trying to keep cool. You are all under the slogan of, if you don't call me, I don't call you. If you don't text me, I don't text you. So you've not really taken the time to look into my life and focus on it. By the way, this person was really good to me at times. How is the person going on? So before you happen to come in with all these judgments, with all the criticisms of what I did wrong, because of how probably my life would have been different, where were you? Like, what is the major role that you played when you saw me drifting towards that path? Where was the phone call when I did it? Where were you when I actually wanted to talk to someone? You all claimed you were busy. You all claimed that I'm trying to keep cool. You are all under the slogan of, if you don't call me, I don't call you. If you don't text me, I don't text you. So you've not really taken the time to look into my life and focus on, by the way, this person was really good to me at times. How is the person going on? So before you happen to bring in the whole judgment of addiction, before that one friend of yours, you start calling him a drunkard, you start calling him a user, you start calling him the internet creep, the guy that never leaves the phone, or she never releases the phone, the one that always takes the pictures 24/7. The person they are always doing something, the eating addict and all that. You ask yourself, what exactly have you done to help the person? Before you started all the judgment, before you started looking at the person's flaws, you look into yourself first before you're going to project all the hate, all the criticisms to this person. Because, I mean, this person has shown weakness and they need help. But because you, the proud one, and you who thinks that actually your life is much more better, you've let the person sink in that pot. And you're continuing to keep on coming back over and over again, reminding the person of all the hurtful moments that they have done. Take time, think about it. What have you done to help the person before you brought in that judgment? Because you see, addiction is a multi-faced condition. It means there is no absolute cause that because of this, because of this, because of that. That's not how it works. You just wake up one morning and apparently it has taken you. Addiction is often a battle we fight in silence. Remember, addiction doesn't define a person, it's a challenge they face. So let's touch hearts, not judge. Let's pass love, not labels. Let's be the change that saves lives.